Have you ever heard of the term that cash is king? Why is cash king? Well, cash isn't king. I've heard it several times where people say cash is trash. And I'm going to tell you the difference between cash is king and cash is trash. I'm going to give it to you for free though. I'm going to explain to you what the secret sauce is to be a top producing real estate expert in any market. It doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing, you need to be a top producer. And what does it take to become a top producer? I'm going to give you that secret sauce today. Now, to give something out for free, it does require one important thing. It requires buy-in by you, because you didn't pay for it. You typically won't do it. Now it's a serious statement in any real estate coaching, in any training you go to. When you get something for free, you won't always do it. That's kind of a known fact, right? So I'm gonna give it to you for free today, though. So I'm gonna encourage you. I'm gonna really push you hard to say, hey, take it and do it. Right? Don't waste anything you do. Everything you do every day in your career, you should be putting tools in your tool belt. Like a construction worker that's out working on a construction site building a new house, he's got all these tools. Doesn't matter where he's at and what he's doing on the job site, he's usually got the tools sitting in his tool belt. Now that's a true statement that you need to be doing in real estate. You always have to have these tools in there. So every day you're adding new tools in there, so no matter what situation you're dealing with, no matter what situation you're in your business, you've got the tool to deal with the situation. You got everything you need. Now, you don't just get everything you need by just, got my real estate license, now I expect the phone's going to ring, right? It doesn't work that way. Not at all. All right, so I'm going to talk to you a little more about this concept of cash is trash, right? Because cash is king. For those investors that you're serving in your real estate business, cash is king. But you know what? For that person you're serving, if you told them cash was king, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's good. But they look at you like, boy, you don't know much, son. You don't know much, my daughter, because cash is trash. If you got 10 grand sitting in your checking account or less right now, and you're helping somebody buy a $500,000, $600,000, maybe even $1 million home cash, why are they spending $1 million to buy that property? It's because then it's an investment for them. Every purchase they make is an investment, and they know it. They understand it. They understand that cash sitting in the checking account is actually not worth anything at all. Oh, but it's getting a little bit of interest. Yeah, sure it is. Whatever. You're wasting your money if you're sitting in the account. It needs to be invested, constantly invested. I'm not telling you to go cash all that money out of your account. That would be ridiculous. Okay, don't be dumb. But use that cash as a means to grow your own business, as a means to grow what you're doing here. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You don't have to be a real estate agent to do this. Real estate's just a great venue, and that's what we're coaching on today. But it could be any business out there you're choosing to do. You're utilizing your proceeds. You're utilizing what you have to be able to grow it to be more, to be able to grow it to get you where you want to go. So say today you've chosen, just got your license, you're like, all right, I want to make $1 million this year, okay, $1 million. And someone's looking at you like you're a fool, you'll never make $1 million. You should be looking back at them and saying, yeah, I will make $1 million, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to shoot for 1.5 million instead. Now, a lot of people will say, make your goals reachable. And I'll be the first people to tell you that is a true statement. You should be making your goals reachable. But make your goals bigger than you. Okay, that's another statement. Make them bigger than you. And that way, if you don't reach it, but you worked really hard to get there, you were all in and you gave it everything you could to get there, but you didn't quite hit 1.5 million. Instead, you hit $1 million. Maybe you hit 900,000. By golly, you had 10,000 in the bank at the beginning of the year or less, right? Now, you've made almost $1 million this year because you set a goal and you chased it and you went after it. All right, so first things first, all right? You got to remember, you're helping investors that are millionaires invest in a key thing called real estate. And they understand that word, and you need to understand it too. First step first, understand who your audience is. They're investors. Even if it's a first-time home buyer who has nothing in the bank and you're helping them buy a property, guess what? You're helping them become wealthy. You're teaching them wealth. What if you're renting a house, brand new agent, new in the business, and you're helping them grow their business. Guess what? You have that same opportunity that they do. You're helping them reach their goal, become an investment. I've helped so many people buy properties over my career and that had nothing in the bank when they bought that property. 6 years later, I helped them sell it. They cashed out $150,000 cash. They still have nothing in their account right now, by the way, but they're getting ready to put $150,000 in it. You know what they're doing with it? They're not putting it in their account. They're investing it into another piece of real estate land. That's wealth. And that's something you have the power to do right now. You have the power to help the wealthy become wealthier. You have the power to help the not so wealthy, not so doing, let's just call them the poor, become wealthy. What a great power that you have, right? It's a fun power. But at the same time, the knowledge that you have is that cash is king. Cash is king. I'm just gonna say, you're a cash buyer. So your cash is king. No, just remember that your ultimate goal is to invest in yourself, invest in these people, help these people invest. So I'm going to give you a couple of key things, all right? Some key things that are going to lead you to where you need to go this year, right? First step first, make a goal to make it huge, make it big and reachable. Second, have the drive to not quit, because there's times you'll see these people that there's times they'll quit right away about 3 or 4 months into it. All right, they're gonna quit right away because it got too hard. They might quit the first month because they didn't see anything happen the first month. You didn't get into a business that's a sprint. You got into a business that's a marathon, and it takes you having systems in place. I'm going to teach you a couple of those systems today. I'm going to encourage you to jump in and coach so that you can learn even more systems in the future. But I'm going to give you some free tidbits today on systems. Okay, first is investing. The first lead that you get needs to bring you more leads. And how do you do that? All right. I'm going to talk about marketing for a minute. Marketing is all your job. Your job 100% is marketing. Marketing. All right. That's all your job. Servicing, that's selling houses. That's the servicing side of it. Marketing is everything. Every day your marketing department needs to be opened. There's ways to do it for free. There's ways to do it that cost money. All right. Now, you could become a high-producing, high-end real estate agent if you came from money and you got a ton of money available. Or maybe you sold another business. I know people that have sold car dealerships, and in a matter of 6 months, they're selling real estate at a high level because they used what they made to invest into their business. All right. Now, if you have no money in your bank, $10,000 or less in your bank, then what you got to do is what a lot of people call the grind, and that's fine. It's a grind, right? And you need to get yourself fired up to do this grind because it's an important part of the business that will grow your business. It's not hard. I can give you free ways to market all day long, right? That's easy. Now, if already you're backing up right now and saying, man, he's going to talk about door knocking and for sale by owners and all this stuff, then already you're probably on the wrong call. You probably need to leave because the attitude needs to be checked at the door, and you got the bad attitude. You don't have the grind attitude. So you might already be in the wrong video. But I will tell you, I'm not going to talk about that stuff. I'm not going to go over that today. We're not going to touch on that. Is that a way to do it? Yeah, that is a way to do it. It's easy to do. But what I'm going to talk about is how every single lead you get, it's the next level that you're putting them in. All right? Now, that could be email marketing, sure. But email marketing isn't that you sit there and type an email and send it to them. And that's what a lot of realtors think it is. And that's what a lot of realtors do. And that's why they only do it once. If you set up a system to where they're constantly getting touched, every lead is going to potentially start bringing you more leads over time. The content you're sending them is important, and it needs to be branded with you, because guess what? You are a celebrity of the area. If you're not right now, you need to be in the next 30 days, 60 days. So the next 30, 60 days, if you're not the celebrity of your sphere of influence, the celebrity of your area of people that don't even know who you are right now, then that needs to be a huge goal you're going to go after, because marketing is your entire job. It doesn't matter if you're a restaurant owner, it doesn't matter if you're a real estate agent. Marketing is your job. It's marketing. Now, marketing to get them into the restaurant, once they're there, they're going to eat your food. Now it's time to serve them. They have time to do that. But if you shut that marketing department off, you won't have those people in there to serve anymore. If you shut that marketing department off, you won't have those real estate clients to serve anymore. Every day the marketing department needs to be opened. And it doesn't always have to be phone calls, right? Phone calls are huge. Phone calls are big. Calling people and checking in with them is big and huge. It needs to be a part of your marketing business, but that's not the marketing I'm talking about today, guys. I'm talking about some next level marketing. All right, we're going to say number 2, maximize your income per client. How do you do that? How do you maximize your income per client? All right, so you get a client, you finally get a buyer or seller to choose you. Finally, oh my gosh, it took me a week, okay? It took me a day to get one buyer. I can get one buyer a day if I want to, and you should have that same attitude. So, I got my buyer. How am I going to maximize that buyer to get more leads? How are you going to do it? Do you have a systematic plan to do it? Every person can get you more leads. They should be getting you more leads. I'm not saying they're going to give you another sale. I'm going to say they're going to give you more leads. All right? Do you think about what it's like when you have a whole family that comes in with a child to look at a house that you're representing the child that just got married and you're showing them some houses? Guess what? That's great. Are you maximizing that lead to get more leads? Because every single individual in there needs to be marketed to. Every family member that's coming with them on the showing is a potential to be marketed to. And we're not talking about marketing them by calling them and saying, hey, I wanted to talk to you. I know you came with your daughter last week. Should that be done? Yeah, it should be, but that's not the type of marketing I'm talking about doing. I'm talking about funnels, using funnels, funneling them into a funnel, and then email marketing them over and over again to where it's hands off from you and you're not doing anything. But you do have to set the systems up. You do have to have things set up so that it's working like clockwork so you can work less. You can work more on the business. That's what you need to be doing, and less in that business. Once you have the system set up in place, the funnels and the email marketing starts working for you so that in the future, they are now seeing you everywhere. And we're not just talking about email marketing either. We're talking using social presence. We're talking using all these things. All right, number 3, copy what works. Stop inventing the wheel, guys. This isn't new. You see agents out there selling at a high level, right? And you can see what they're doing, but you're wondering how they do it. Well, guess what? These systems are there for you. And in our coaching, we teach you exactly how to do that. It's not difficult to be able to consistently market to those different people through different platforms, through different, venues. You see their faces all over the place. You might even see them on billboards. Great. That cost them a lot of money. They probably came from money, but you don't need to do that. But how can you do that virtually on a virtual billboard? Very simple. Put one property on the market last week, all right? And guess what? You got 33,000 views of that property online. You did something right, and it probably didn't cost you hardly any money at all, right? You do have to invest in your business, yeah. But to get 33,000 views on one listing, how do you do that? Systems. Having the right systems in place to do that, set in place, will help you get that. All right. Number 4, amplify your social media. Now I will talk about social media because it is one of your marketing venues to do. High engage with your people and with people that haven't met you yet. Highly engage with them. They call it the omnipresence. That's what it's called in business. The omnipresence is what you're creating around your presence, around your social presence, using all the venues to do it. We want to tie these things together so that they're seeing you everywhere. So you don't like getting in front of a microphone and talking all the time like I'm doing right now. Neither do I. Who likes this? Now, there are people that really love doing it, but I'm going to tell you I don't. And you probably don't either. But if you do, great, you're going to do really well in this. If you don't, great, you're still going to do really well in this. You just need to find your niche. You need to find your way to market to these people. They need to see you often. I'm sorry, you got into business. And guess what? In order to do really well in high business, you need to have an omnipresence on all social platforms. This is how you sell at a high level. Again, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. But the marathon is, typical marathons are done in 4 hours, not 30 seconds. That's a sprint. Actually, sprints are typically 5 to 10 seconds. Typical marathon might be 3-4 hours. You never know. Might be 2 hours. So depending on how many miles you're running, right? So in this, what we're talking about here is it shouldn't take you 6 months. It should take you 30 days. If you're doing it right, in the next 30 days, you're going to be starting to sell at a high level if you have an omnipresence going on. You got to have that omnipresence, has to be set up systematically so that it's already set in place and you know it needs to be done. It's going to happen. All right, so number 5, the next level, they like to call it the arbitrage. How do we leverage our money so that we can make more money? You've got to have multitude of different facets of income coming in from different ways. I know top producing realtors that have a multitude of different facets. How do you arbitrage things? How do you become the person where you pretty much have the catch-all for everything and you're able to capitalize on all these different ways of doing it? You need to have multiple facets of income coming in from multitude of places. That's how top producers do it. From investing to wholesaling to marketing, there's so many different ways to do it in real estate. And you're the catch-all guys. You have the control to do that. But it does take one important task. It takes marketing. Remember, I said that's the thing that feeds your business from beginning to end. Okay, so number 6, you always systemize everything. You got to systematize everything. From checklists to systems, you got to take the guesswork out of what you're going to be doing next week so that there's no question. You already know what's going to happen each and every day. All right? And then once you do that, your life is so much easier. You have more time with your kids and your family, and you have more times to do things. Okay? You got to remember, you must build a marketing company so that you're the catch-all. You have the business, right? You got the real estate license. Are you using it to a top level? Are you using it so that you can eventually now scale things off and make even more money? That's the next level business plan that you need to have. All right? You need to have the mindset of the abundance mindset, not the scarcity of it's just too hard. That's who we're looking for, is people to coach with that have that abundance mindset, that are ready to take it to another level, that are ready to fill their tool belt with so many different tools that they become that top agent. They become the top agent and make millions. It can happen easily in 1 year. Your first year in the business, you could do it.